What is going on, everybody? I go by RB, and this is Philly Take with RB. If you guys are enjoying the content of the channel, be sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe. Hope everyone is having a great Monday. Last night, we talked about the whole Clowney thing. We discussed this apparently big news that could be coming to Philadelphia this week with a plethora of options. Jadeveon, Yannick, Jamal Adams. We discussed all of that last night. And today we have another name to talk about, and that is Everson Griffen. Now, there is reported interest of Everson Griffen coming to the Philadelphia Eagles. It's really stemming from this tweet that was put out by Moshe Kravitz from Sports Radio WIP, who was pretty much talking yesterday about how teams have really been valuing Clowney services, and everyone really has him at the top of the list. But in reality, Everson Griffen should be right up there as well. And Griffen, who really doesn't tweet too often, saw that tweet and replied to it by saying, "Amen, brother." Now, a lot of people are speculating that this means Everson Griffen wants to come to the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm here to tell you, I don't exactly think it means that. I think it really just goes to speak that Everson Griffen isn't happy that he is still on the market. He knows what he brings to the table, all right? And Everson Griffen really thinks there should be more interest in him out there. So I don't think it specifically was aimed towards the Philadelphia Eagles, even though Kravitz is from WIP Sports Radio in Philly. Here's what I will say. Everson Griffen, right, is 33 years old. He has shown that he is a solidified pass rusher in this league, can still bring you numerous sacks a year, can still get pressure on the opposing quarterbacks, and really can bring a lot of leadership and experience to a team. Now, if you were to ask Everson Griffen, okay, what his top destinations preferred would be, I'm sure the Eagles would be right at the top. They would be in the top 3. You know why? Because like Clowney said, Everson Griffen would also want to play for a winner. He sees the depth on the Eagles D-line. Maybe he is interested in coming to the Eagles, but I don't think the tweet was directly meant to say that, but I know Everson Griffen would love to come to the city of Philadelphia. Now, Everson Griffen, would he be a good fit for the Eagles? What would it take to get him? Honestly, the more I think about this, it kind of makes sense, right? 33 years old. He's coming off the season with 8 sacks. Look at his stats over the last 5 years, all right? I know he had some troubles off the field with mental health issues, but look at his stats the last 5 years. He's had multiple years with double-digit sacks. Back in 2017, when the Vikings had that oh-so-great defense that the Eagles destroyed in the NFC Championship, guess what? Everson Griffen had an amazing year that year. He had 13 sacks. He was one of the best linemen in the league that year. And he has 4 Pro Bowls to his name in the last, 6 or 7 years. Ever since he really got to that mid-stage of his career, really into his prime, he really just took it a notch up, and he has been a great defensive lineman. Now, there are questions about him getting older. Like I said, 33 years old. I'm sure his body is starting to get more brittle with time. But overall, I mean, Everson Griffen, here's the difference between him and Clowney, in my opinion. I think that Griffen, given the stage he is at in his career, I don't know if he wants to accept a 1-year deal. Now, maybe given this whole situation, everything going on, he might take a 1-year discounted deal and try to hit free agency again next year. But there's a lot more risk that goes into that, because if he has a down year, well, guess what? I don't think anyone would really sign Everson Griffen going forward, given where he's at in his career. Clowney has a down year, someone's still going to pay that guy. I think Everson Griffen back in 2017, when he signed his 4-year extension, it was worth like $58 million. He had gone on for a couple years, but then this past year had restructured to be able to give him a way out this offseason, which he did. You can tell. I mean, I don't think he wanted to be in Minnesota anymore. He really thought it was time for a change of scenery. Now, given this whole situation, it could have hurt him in the long run in terms of money-wise, but I think he wants to win. I think he wants a chance at a Super Bowl. More than I think about it, put him on the edge. Him, Brandon Graham, Fletch, Javon Hargrave. I mean, that is a very, very lethal defensive line. It creates nightmares for opposing coordinators. And if the Eagles are not able to get Jadeveon Clowney for as much, for the value that we want to get him at, $9–10 million a year, and say Everson Griffen wants to take less, sure, I think he would be a great option. Now, in my opinion, first and foremost, I do believe that Everson Griffen would want a multi-year deal. I don't think he would be able to get 3 years on a deal. It would probably be a 2-year deal if he could, but given the stage we are at, given the time frame, I think he's going to probably end up taking a 1-year deal. Originally, I thought that going into free agency, Griffen would get, you know, maybe $10 million on a 2-year deal, like $10 million per year on a 2-year deal. But given the stage we're at, I could really see Everson Griffen taking a 1-year, $8 million deal, maybe a 1-year, $6 million deal, depending on what Clowney signs for, if he signs before. He's never played for another team other than the Vikings. He wants to play for a winner as well. And, you know, there's speculation going around. If the Eagles don't end up with Clowney, but they end up with Everson Griffen, I'm not going to be mad. I think that would be a quality signing. Even though he's 33 years old, plug him in. We can bring Derek Barnett, Malik Jackson, Hargrave, those kind of guys off the second unit. I mean, it would be a great signing. It wouldn't be as, you know, a crazy impact as Jadeveon Clowney, but don't get it twisted. Everson Griffen would be a very nice depth signing for the Eagles. And just imagining him on this front four, the pressure we would bring, it would be insane. It would be insane. 8 sacks this past year, and he's really been a solid piece for the last 5 or 6 years. He's actually had 8 or more sacks in every single year of his career in which he has played more than 75% of the game. So just keep that in mind. When he's on the field and he's healthy, which you have to worry about at, you know, him getting older and stuff. When he's on the field, he racks up those sacks. He brings that pressure. And overall, I mean, I could definitely see this heating up. This whole big news coming out of Philly. Could it potentially be Everson Griffen? I mean, man, you know, it wasn't one of the top guys on the list that we were talking about, but I could definitely see it happening. And the more and more I continue to think about it, the more it makes sense for a guy who's trying to compete and a guy who can just fill that role. He doesn't come with the whole drama of Clowney. He doesn't come with Eagles fans, just some Eagles fans that are going to potentially hate his guts and boo him every single game. If we sign him, I think he will bring a lot of leadership, a lot of experience, help out a guy like Derek Barnett. And if we could get him for a 1-year deal, I'm not giving Griffen a 2-year deal, but if we could get him for that 1-year deal in the range of $6 to $8 million, I do not think it would be bad by any means. And I think he would provide more than what we are paying him for. So it would be a great value signing for the Philadelphia Eagles. You guys let me know what you think about a potential Everson Griffen signing down below. I know some people have been high on him. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace. Perfect.